thing's trash. I ain't buying this thing. I'm actually taking this thing back today after this video. I'm gonna get my $90 back. Heck, I might go buy another original Fusion Pro controller just to have two. So when I first made this controller review about a year ago, I was not happy with it. Not because of what it had to offer or what the controller was itself, but just simply the fact being that the price was $90 when the Fusion Pro 1 at the time of release was $40 to $45. And the only difference on these two controllers were the share button and the buttons on the back, the paddles. They were shaped just a little bit differently. They did do a better job on that. I did a full review, extended review down below. I'll leave a link in the description for that where I blow up. So this controller has 4 paddles on the back. They're okay, there's nothing wrong with them, they do work. The only issue I have with them is the paddles are metal. My dog, what are you doing? Trying to make a video over here, bro. He's just like, over time, the plastic and the metal on the plastic's gonna wear out, and eventually you're gonna have to do something there anyways. You're gonna have to order a new backpack on the controller or something, a plate for the back of the controller that holds the paddles in. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of that part of it, but the paddles do work. They work pretty good when you first get them out of the box. Over time, they wear out. Another thing this controller has is the volume control on the bottom of the controller for your headset, where you can turn the volume up, down, or mute it by pressing it in. It's there, it works. I'm not gonna test it. Trigger pull out the box on this controller is a 250 hertz, so it has a 4 millisecond average pull rate, which is pretty good. The controller also has trigger locks on the back of it. They work, they're fine, whatever. Moving on, there is a customization available on this controller where you get 2 face plates. They're magnetic. You just take it off, put it on, it'll get a white one and a black one. You also get 4 different style sticks, or 2 different style sticks, whatever it comes with, where you could just take them off, put them on. You put like a longer stick on for more precise aiming and FPS games. And also, just while we're on it, sticks, Control Freaks do fit on these, normal Xbox Control Freaks. So if you want to buy them, I'll have links in the description below. As well for this controller, if you want to buy this controller, I'll have a link for the cheapest Amazon price you can find. So let's get into the meat of this video, which is the con. The stick drift out of the box on this controller is absolutely, utterly disgusting. The potentiometers in this controller, I almost feel, are different than what you usually get in other controllers because they all use the same potentiometers. But for some reason, in this controller, the stick drift just comes out of the box absolutely horrible. The controller came out of the box with a 0.08 stick drift on Call of Duty. Anybody that plays professionally or sweat-wise knows, if J-God said it, anytime you get over a 0.10, then it's probably about time to replace your controller. So at that point, it was almost time to replace the controller. So I reached out to them. Powera customer service reached back out to me and said they were going to send another one, and well, that controller had just as bad as stick drift. So I actually didn't say anything for a little while. I had a manager or something reach out to me in Powera, and I just went ahead and told him, I was like, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, this controller has just as bad as stick drift as the first controller they sent me. Well, they sent me another controller. I sent the first controller back to them. They tried to tell me, oh, they couldn't replicate the problem. So I already had video. I went ahead and took video of it. This proved that it was nasty stick drift out of the box, just so that they couldn't say that. So that's what I did. And that's what I did with the second controller. And then they sent me another controller. I didn't have to send the second controller back for some reason. They didn't ask me to. The third one wasn't as bad out of the box as the other 2, but there was still some stick drift. This is an issue. Like, I got 2 out of 3 controllers that were just almost unusable out of the box with stick drift for FPS games. Now, if you're playing other games where you don't have to really worry about stick drift and stuff, that's fine, but for me, stick drift is super important. If we would just go to Hall effects in these controllers, we wouldn't have to worry about this, and I'm pretty sure the consumer, me, and you guys would probably pay $10 to $15 to maybe even $20 more a controller if that's what it costs to never have to worry about freaking stick drift again. I'm sorry, I'm going on a rant page. I just don't understand why companies won't go to Hall effects joysticks in these controllers. Couple companies have. Thank you, 8-Bit Dude. Thank you, was it Gulag King or however you say that? I'm probably gonna end up doing a review on that controller soon enough too. But thank you guys that actually understand that we would rather have quality over quantity and price, you know, if you know what I mean. Like, I'd rather pay a little bit more for the quality of controller and paying less and having a crappy controller that's gonna give out to me or come in with stick drift out of the box. It just doesn't make sense to me at all. I'm going too long, let's move it along. What are my final thoughts? Do I think you should buy this controller or not? This is the thing. If you get this controller, it's a good value for $60. The paddles, everything you get with the controller, I do think it's a good deal for $60. Don't hear me when I say that. But if you get this controller and it comes stick drift out of the box like I have had with the experience with this controller, 2 out of 3 of them anyways, then I am going to recommend you send the controller back, get your money back. I wouldn't even try to probably get another controller sent to me at that point, because if that's the first controller and I had 2 out of 3, there's an issue there. Or you can try to clean it, one or the other. I just don't think, if you're buying a brand new controller, like me getting a controller that's dirty and the potentiometers might need to be cleaned and stuff, is one thing, because it was a warranty controller, so they could have sent me a, you know, pre-used controller or something like that, or just a controller that's sitting around. But if you buy a brand new controller, your hard-earned money, and it comes out the box needing to be cleaned and stuff, there's an issue there. I understand these things are made in mass quantities, but they should have somebody cleaning them out, spraying them out or something before they ship them to us, the consumer, or put freaking Hall effects in the controller. We wouldn't have this conversation anymore. Let me know in the comments below if you think you're gonna give this controller a thought, if you have this controller and you've ran into the same issues, or you just hate controllers in general because of potentiometers and you want them to be Hall effects as well. If enough of us speak out about this, eventually they will hear us and they will start putting these in the controllers and we can start actually having good controllers. And from Naruto and me, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.